All right. Hello, hello, everybody. Just, my usual clicking of all the things. How are you? How is everyone? As you can see, I have my uh, Krampus video. Hold on a minute. All right. I'm hoping that doesn't mute me on Instagram. Let's have a look see, because who the heck even ever knows about any of this? So anyway, I wanted to do my Krampus story time live today because we are fast approaching to winter solstice, Yule, which is tonight, the longest night. So why not? Let's make it a thing. I mean, I don't know, I'm all about making it a thing. And we can go ahead and let's see. If you're on Instagram, if you could just let me know that you can hear me. Oh, hi, Jess. I see you just popped on. Let me know you can hear me because I want to make sure before I get started. I'm gonna let's see. Just making sure because I kind of muted the one thing and not the other thing. But anywho, happy holidays to everyone. I am in the thick of getting my decks prepped and all of those things to be sent out. So and I actually am doing this because I was just taking a break for a minute. So why not go live? Because that's just how it goes. And I wrapped 300 decks yesterday. So I've been trying to get it all, get it done as much as I can. So it's been a little bit of 300. Okay. I can hear myself. Good. Just making sure. So I'm doing holiday stuff, and then I'm doing decks, and then I'm here just doing random live because we have to talk about Krampus scary holiday stories because I'm me. And I didn't even realize, honestly, Christmas Eve, today was, well, tomorrow is officially Yule, but we have the longest night coming. And so Christmas Eve is on Sunday and we host Christmas Day. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I have two sons home already. My other two sons are on their way home on Friday. So yeah, just a lot going on. But I have to do this because you know what? This is the stuff that makes me happy. And I have to just, it gets me on here. I haven't been doing as many lives and I'm trying to get back into it because there's just been so much going on. But I am also scheduling some interviews. So I'm going to, because I have to really concentrate on getting these decks out, I'm not going to be doing any for December, but January, I am interviewing Ben Stimson. I'm interviewing Sarah Maestros. I just feel like saying that fancy. So I'm really excited about that. So Ben did Ancestral Whispers book, and Sarah did the Keys of Solomon. I know there's more to that title, but I haven't gotten it yet. So it's on its way. So I'm really excited to dive into that. I've been reading Ben's book, diving into that. Yeah, so it's been busy. It's been busy. And let me see here if there's any comments. Okay. Good. So for today, for our the Fright Before Christmas. If you saw any of my other posts, I've been kind of reading out of this. A friend of mine sent me this book because I have a weird Krampus obsession. I have my spooky holiday sweater on, I have my Krampus earrings on, and my horns. It's perfect. So this book is available. You can get it. It's by Jeff Bellinger. And you can just go wherever you buy your books and get it. So there is that. So today I'm going to start with our story time, and then This is like itching. And then I'm gonna roll over into doing some solstice Yule readings for every sign of the zodiac because why not? Why the heck not? Let's do it. And the book, the story. So if you happen to hop on, make sure you say hello. If you hop on the replay, say hello. Because I like to chat with everybody. So let's see. I'm just messing with some settings here. All right. So today I want to read about the caraconchalos. The caraconchalos. This is one of those words I have to say really fast, and I'll probably mess up, but that's okay. So this is the caraconchalos. So he is kind of like the Christmas Bigfoot. I love Bigfoot, the whole situation. So here we are with that. So I'm going to read you a little bit about him. The same region that gave us St. Nicholas also gave us a shape-shifting, subterranean, nocturnal, riddle-asking, Yuletide beast of a creature called the caraconchalos. He's the Christmas Bigfoot. If Bigfoot lurked in towns and villages around the holidays, trying to trek his way into your home or ride on your back until dawn. Which is so interesting. So, I have to say, everything else, every other like beastie creature thing that I've read is decapitating you, like going for the entrails, cutting children up. So he just rides on your back and asks you riddles. So I think, this is why Bigfoot, he's the guy. So Karakonkalos tunnels in the underground and slinks through the shadows of Serbia, Greece, Albania, Bosnia, Cyprus, Turkey, Bulgaria, and Macedonia, but makes his way into town come Christmas. He's a busy traveling guy. During daylight hours, you're safe. But once the sun sets, this tricky beast rises above ground and could be anywhere or look like anyone. Oh crap, he's total shapeshifter. How are we supposed to know? His name is spelled various ways depending on the country, but for the sake of ease, I'm going to stick with the Turkish spelling in honor of St. Nicholas's home country. I beg the forgiveness of the other regions where he hunts under a slightly different moniker. Interesting. In his natural state, Karakonkalos is a dark, hairy monster with goat-like legs, of course. Sometimes he's depicted with horns, other times with tusks like a boar. He may have ears like a donkey and sport glowing red eyes. He's a monster. By his description, you'd think he'd be easy enough to avoid. If you walked down a street one evening and saw some beast looking like Karakonkalos, you'd need no prodding to run for your life. But few people see this monster in his natural state and live to tell about it. Because he's a shapeshifter. He can look and sound like anyone. So don't trust your eyes and ears. Why Christmas? Though we can't know the mind of a monster, we can speculate. In Serbia, the 12 days of Christmas were once referred to as unbaptized days, as an unholy time when demonic forces were most active. Kind of gives you a whole new meaning of the song, right? My horns are shifting because I'm trying to figure all this out. Didn't know that about the 12 days of Christmas. Did you guys know about this? If somebody knew about this, tell me, because this is new to me. Let's see. So people avoid going out late at night for fear of drawing the attention of evil. January 1st on the Julian calendar is January 14th on the Gregorian calendar, a day called Little Christmas in this region when the danger is most high. So on Little Christmas Eve, a group of 7, 9, or 11 unmarried men called the Sirovari chase away demons for the safety of others. Very nice of them. Let's see. The reason for this specific number is that it's believed if the number of Sivari is even, then one of them will die within a year. Oh, shit. So odd it is. So odd it is, right? Okay, I'm not going to argue with that. The Siravari run through the streets ringing loud bells, rattles, party ratchets, those annoying cog rattle instruments we often see or rather hear at New Year's celebrations, and dragging horseshoes tied to a rope. As loud as they can, they yell, Savaro Buvaro. So who's doing this? Please, somebody tell me. One of you have to be doing this. So the Siravari always shift position. They hide, they reappear, so no one can count them. Though they're loud and noisy, people in the village are happy to hear and greet them because of their valuable service of chasing away demons. The Siravari are welcome into homes where they're given food and drink, being sent on their way. But how do you know that they aren't one of the the caraconchulus? How do you know it's not one of those? A caraconchulus. Caraconchulus. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. So with demons around, so is the caraconchulus. The devilish creature lurks during the 12 days of Christmas. In Turkey, the creature hunts during the 10 days of Zambiri, which roughly translates to the dreadful cold. On the coldest days of winter, the caraconchulus stands in the shadowy street corners, asking passerbyers questions so as not to draw attention to himself. As a shapeshifter, the monster can look like an ordinary person or even one of your relatives. So if you're sitting around with the fam and, Aunt Joni's acting some sort of evil, she may be a caraconchulus. Keep that in mind this holiday season. So let's see. If you suspect the stranger in the shadow who just asked you some innocuous question, maybe a caraconchulus, you must be sure that the word black is in your reply. So there is the secret. Evil Aunt / caraconchulus Joni, we got your number. So cara means black in Turkish. If you don't use the word black in your answer, then the caraconchulus will strike you down with a mighty blow. Other caraconchulus attacks start off eerily familiar. You may hear a relative calling out to you. You're certain it's their voice, so you reply, but then you fall into a trance. That's when the caraconchulus leaps onto your back and rides you like a horse wherever he chooses to go till morning. When the sun rises, the beast must get back below ground until the sun sets again and you're left exhausted, but thankfully still alive. So he doesn't kill you, but he exhausts you. In some parts of Serbia, the caraconchulus perches himself above your home's door, waiting for someone to sneak out at night. Usually those sneaking out are the adulterers heading for rendezvous with their paramours or headed to the local brothel. So if you're feeling randy during the 12 nights of Christmas, you know what? Take care of that yourself. Do not go outside because the caraconchulus may be on the doorway waiting for your horny self to go out the door. Guys, I mean, this is why this stuff makes me so happy. I'm not going to lie. This is it right here. This is it. Okay. Let's see. As soon as a person sneaks outside, the caraconchulus leaps onto your back and lashes them with a stick or digs his claws into your back and rides them through the forest until dawn, when he must go down below again. So your night will be ruined. Just saying. All monsters serve the needs of time and community when they lurk, whether to keep people safe inside their homes during the coldest and darkest parts of winter or to remind us not to trust a stranger or to stay loyal to our spouses. Still, some risks aren't worth taking. This Christmas, when annoying Aunt Ethel knocks at your front door holding that awful casserole, Ethel, Joni, totally interchangeable here. It could be her, or it could be the shape-shifting caraconchulus trying to lure you to open your door. I say don't risk it. Leave Ethel / Joni outside. And that is the story of the Caraconchalos and concludes our Krampus story time. So on that note, what did you guys think of that? Have you ever heard of that before? Like, I haven't really heard of a lot of these, and that's why this book has been such a joy in my life. To my friend who sent it, you know who you are. Thank you so much for that. Hello. So yeah, so that has been that. So, can you ask a question? It depends on what kind of question you're asking and what it's for. So I am not taking questions for tarot readings or anything like that. So what I'm doing is I'm reading for every sign of the zodiac. So you can you can ask your question, and when your sign comes up, you can go ahead and take that as your answer. So let me see here. I'm trying not to, like, my hair is like slipping. My crown is slipping. My evil crown. So I am reading with this cute winter tarot. I'll put the name of it in the comments afterwards, or in the description afterwards, because I don't know the exact name of it. I know it's like the Winter Rider Waite Smith. It's really cute, and it's just like super wintry. So yes. I'm just looking to see if I'm making sure on my, okay, good. Okay. So let's go ahead and start at the top with Aries. All right, Aries. So these, again, if you have a question, have that in your mind. And when you get to your zodiac sign, then take that as your answer. And if not, if you're just reading or listening rather, then just take whichever one you want, and you could take your sun, moon, and rising sign and make a whole reading out of it. So this, I think, is more focused towards like the winter solstice, Yule, the holidays. It's all that new beginning stuff, like wiping the slate clean, just starting fresh, right? And that's what we want to do, because after tonight, the sun comes back. And we're thanking the sun for coming back, right? And we're making sure that as the sun comes back, as that new dawn comes, as that new sunlight that we've never seen before, that dark night is over, we're starting fresh. We're starting new. We're clearing the slate. And then, we have for, our regular calendar, New Year's, whatnot. So, think about that. Think about what you want to leave behind, and think about what you want to bring in, and see how this goes. So for Aries, we have the Judgment card. So right here, though, this is really not about you judging others. It's really about just judging how you are, like judging where you are right now, and how does that feel for you. And then this is it's actually a really good card to get, because what is it that you're leaving behind? What are you bringing forward? How do you want to feel? So it's kind of judging, just kind of where you're at right now, but not in a harsh way. We're not like negative self-talk, anything like that. It just kind of like looking at it like, okay, this is what's going on. This is what I want to go on. This is what I'm going to do about it. I like that for you, Aries. I like that. So Taurus, what do we have here? We have the Four of Wands. So for you, I think it's all about focusing on what, your base, making sure your base is stable, checking it. So like, say we have, if the base of your life is kind of like a garden wall, right? And inside is your garden, which is your life. And this is the time that you're going to take a step out of that and look around that garden wall, whatever it's made of. What little repairs can you make? What can you make stronger? What can you shift? What can you move around? So Taurus, that's what you need to be doing. So far, I mean, we've only done 2, but they're all very aligned. I like it. So whoops, these are like super glossy, so I feel like they're like going all over. So for Gemini, we have this King of Swords. And we have that little guy. And so it's really funny to me because my Jay is a Gemini, and you see the little bird, it's like a little pheasant. I mean, to me in my head, it's a grouse. And I have a funny story before I read this about my Gemini husband, Jay. We were looking at some property and it was just woods. Like total, we were in the middle of the woods. This random grouse shows up. And a grouse, if you don't know, it really kind of looks like that. It's like this little, like, I don't know, chicken looking thing. And this grouse was obsessed with Jay. And I have pictures to prove it. So it kept just going right up to him and right to his leg. And I've had chickens, I've had ducks and all that. Like sometimes they don't just run up to you, right? This thing absolutely adored him. Like he was able to pet it, and then we're walking and it was just following him around. Guys, it was the cutest freaking thing ever. And I really, when I felt bad, like I wanted to take it. I thought it'd be Jay's little grouse familiar. But he was in the woods and we didn't want to like disturb him if he had a family and whatnot. But this is really funny about that because I right away noticed that. And then he's a Gemini. So there's that little side note story. I'm full of stories today. So anyway, we have this King of Swords. So for you, Gemini, I think it's really about deciding what you want your message to be in 24, in this next season that's coming up here. What do you want your message to be? How do you want your thoughts to align? Those are all these things. And Geminis, we know you love to think about this stuff. So this is your challenge. Should you accept it? All right. These cards I think they're really adorable. They are so slippery. And I'm kind of clumsy. So that's just that. All right. So Cancer. Cancers. All right, Cancers. So I think for you, so we have here the Five of Wands. And for the Five of Wands here, I mean, it looks like they're fighting, but if you really look at it, there's not much effort. They're just kind of like with each other. So I feel like for you, Cancer, it's really a good time to clear up any squabbles, to clear up any misunderstandings, any of these little things that just are kind of nagging at you. And whatever situations or relationships people pop up when I'm saying this, those are the ones you need to give attention to. So I think for you, Cancers, that's what it's all about, is clearing up the squabbles and all that, just so that you can move forward. So next, which is funny, we have another 5 card. We have the 5 of Cups for our Leos. So Leos, right now, I think for you, it's all about looking at the bright side. This year may or may not have gone fantastic for you, but it's time to leave it behind. All this crap, all that stuff that didn't go well for you, it's time to kind of just, you kind of like the cups, just kind of bury it in the snow. Let it go, turn around, look at those 2 full cups that you have and really pay attention and focus on that. So leave behind the old, focus on the new, which is very aligned with everything going on. So Virgos. All right, Virgos. So for you, we have the 7 of Wands. Wait, 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands. I had to count the wands. So for you, it's all about victory, Virgo. What were you victorious in? Give yourself credit for that. Lean into that feeling. And bring that into the new year. Really focusing on, what you accomplished. Even no matter how big or small it is, you did stuff. And that's awesome. And you need to give yourself credit for it, because a lot of times we don't give ourselves credit, or we leave it to last, or we don't think about it like it's no big deal. Virgos, it's all a big deal. So make it a big deal. All right. So for my Libras, We have the 6. I feel like this is so funny. Like we're kind of getting like 5, 5, 6, 6, right? That's so weird that that's happening. So here we have the 6 of Cups. And for the 6 of Cups, I feel like it's all about harnessing the energy, Libras, of your, of your youth, of your inner child. I know some people don't like that phrase, but it makes the most sense. So maybe it's really time for you to step back into the past just for a little bit and think about those things that really made you happy, maybe around this time of year. Maybe you're really feeling like you haven't been able to enjoy the season. So this is kind of your clue, Libra, is to take some time and enjoy the season. Because for you, it's going back to the basics again and going back to what's really important. Instead of getting, stuck in everything going on around you, you're kind of just bringing it down and being, oh yeah, okay, I may not love this time of year maybe, but what about it makes me happy? What makes me happy? Even again, if it's something so very little. So for Scorpios, we have the Empress. Oh, this is cute. So Scorpios, it's all about nurturing. And I feel like for you, and since we have this major arcana card, I think it's really important for you to bring in this nurturing energy into the next season, into the next year, whether you're nurturing yourself or others, but doing that with discernment, because you may have in this past year been so worrying about nurturing others that you kind of lost yourself in the process, and you lost um you know time and space to give yourself self-care. So I think that's really what's important here, and I think you need to really focus on that positive nurturing energy when things are happening and you want to go into your deep well. Remember that. Remember the Empress card. Remember that nurturing, and that's what you need to be doing right now. I definitely would focus on that. This is going weird. So, yeah. So I see you as a question. Um, I'll pull a card for that when I'm done. But honestly, that's really up to him. I can't read his thoughts, but I can just kind of read about the situation at hand. All right, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, we have the 10 of Cups. And no, 9 of Cups, 9 of Cups. It does have the numbers on here, and as much as you know these cards, it really throws you off, or it does for me anyway. So 9 of Cups. The celebration. Um Sagittarius, I don't need to tell you how to celebrate. You know how to celebrate. You know how to have a good time. You know how to, just really bringing joy to others. I think that's really what it is for you, Sag. That is your mission this season, and maybe even to the next year, is bringing joy to others. Because a lot of times when we bring joy to others, it brings, it reciprocates kind of back to us. And maybe that's the kind of joy that you need in your life right now. So Capricorns, in your Capricorn season, we have 5, another 5. This 5 of Swords. So Capricorn, there may be some really kind of crappy situations around you. And for me, I really think it's about just cutting that away. That's what seems like it. Like, maybe you haven't been your best self in a couple situations. Maybe you're not seeing the best self of others. It's time to just let it go and walk away from it and not pay attention to it anymore. I mean, unless, of course, there are situations where you do need to, because there's safety issues and blah, 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 all that. But generally speaking, and I think too that if you've been feeling like the only way to get ahead is to do something that's out of your personality, that's out of kind of your mindset of what you usually would do, this is your card to say, don't do that. Don't go down that path. Even though it may make it easier or it may shift, it's going to come around back and bite you in the ass. Sorry, Capricorn, just what it is. All right. So for Aquarius, ooh, Aquarius, we have the Ace of Wands. So Aquarius, it's all about starting something new. And, the aces are all about possibility. So the possibility of new outcomes, new adventures, new creative endeavors, all of those things, new energy. But it's up to you to take those action steps to make it happen. Because if we just know, okay, cool, there's possibility, great, and you don't do anything, nothing's going to happen. You need to take some action in order to make action happen and change happen, right? So, for you, Aquarius, go ahead, go do the things. And if you were kind of wondering if you should do something and you wanted to start something new, this is your yes card, basically. And then we end at our wonderful Pisces. So, Pisces, Seven of Cups. Pisces, there's choices. You do have a lot of choices coming up. So this next year is going to be full of choices for you. But what is really important is making sure you choose what is right for you, what makes you feel good, what you can, kind of handle in the long term. Because a lot of times we have all these situations and all these choices in front of us, and they're all great. But will they stick? Are they long term? Are they, or is it just kind of like a quick gratification thing? Really go with your gut on this one. Really pay attention to that intuition. Pisces, you're chock full of intuition. So really focus on that and pay attention to that. Because if all these other situations, even if they're all good, do come back, if they are meant to come back around, they will. So don't even worry that you're missing out on this other stuff. Really focus on what feels right and what your gut is telling you. So Pisces, I have gone through, that's what I have for you. So yeah, so we've gone through the whole zodiac. Oh, hi Chris. We've gone through the whole zodiac. If you missed it, you can always go back once this posts and all that goody good stuff. And then make sure to check out the story at the beginning because it was that was a good one. That was a good one. I don't know. I just enjoy this stuff so much. I can't help. Like, I am all about the creepy Christmas Yuletide monsters. I just can't help it. I just can't help it. So I'm just going to pull a card. Somebody did ask, will Tony unblock? Like I said, I can't tell you what Tony's going to do, but. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, Earth, home, homely things, all of that. So with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like for you, I think you should just worry about yourself, making sure you feel good, making sure that, again, kind of like what I said for that Four of Wands, like making sure your base is secure and really thinking about why that's important to you. And maybe thinking that maybe that person isn't part of your secure base. Maybe they're not going to help keep it secure. So that's something to think about for you. Yeah. So I think that was it. If anyone else has any comments, questions, now is the time. If you, you're very welcome. I am, like I said, I am working very, very hard to send out all the decks, getting that done in between all of the holiday hoopla. And, if you checked my stories, I'm going to make a post too, but you could see all the boxes. I folded like 400 boxes and then I wrapped 300 decks. I'm getting there, guys. This is a one-woman show. I can only move so fast. And I'm trying my best to get out to everyone. And also, like I said, when the new year starts, I have some interviews lined up. I'm going to line up some more. And I'm excited to get back to those. I will be at StarCon in West Palm Beach at the end of the month. And we will be discussing the Fae, working with the Fae. We're going to do a little crystal visualization to the Fae realm, a tarot spread, because, of course, there's always got to be tarot involved. What else? So yeah, so I'm really excited to do that. And guess what? It's gonna be warm. I live in upstate New York slash Massachusetts, northern Massachusetts. So everywhere I am right now is cold. Doesn't matter where I am, it's cold. So I'm excited to go down to Florida where it's warm. I just like the warm. I can't help it. And I have to tell you too, though, one of my friends, my friend Pam, bought me a heated vest because I'm always cold. I totally live in the wrong place. I'm always, always cold. So she bought me this heated vest and you like turn it on and it heats up like the whole it's literally the best thing ever. And I'm so excited about this stupid vest, but I love it because it's so me. So yeah, there's that. But anywho, I hope you guys have a wonderful Yule. Um, and if you want to celebrate that, burning a fire, it's all about celebrating the return of the sun and the return of the light. So really it's if you light a candle in the evening, that's celebrating. Oh, awesome, Caroline. I hope you'll join me. I'm going to be talking on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I'd love for you to be there. And lighting a candle in the evening and just thinking about the new season, the light, thanking the sun for coming back. Another thing you can do is write down everything you want to leave behind in 23 and then burning it. If you have a fireplace, throwing it in the fireplace or in a safe fire vessel. Safety first, kids. What else can you do? And if you don't really have any of those things, if you even just mindfully go in a dark room and turn a light on because it's bringing the light, right? And really, again, thinking, I'm turning this light on, thinking the light's returning, and I hope to bring blah, 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 blah into the new year, right? That's something to do too. I'm all about being practical. I am a lazy witch, so whatever's around me is what I do. And sometimes we can't burn candles or, especially if we have animals or children, it's hard to do that. Or you can even get one of a battery one, do that. You can bake. Baking bread is always a great thing to do for you for this time of year, for Yule. Baking making ornaments, just even if you're able to get a piece of evergreen or make a wreath, or even if you just have a couple, if you can go outside, if you live in a place that has evergreen. I live on top of a mountain, so there's a lot here. Even taking a few pieces and just making a little wreath, and mindfully doing it. It's all about being mindful and being mindful of what you're leaving behind, what you're bringing in, all of those things. If you want more suggestions, then, write it down in the comments. I'll be happy to help you with that. Because, all that kind of stuff is my jam. And, I think right now too, it is a high stress time. There's a lot going on for everybody, and it's always lead with kindness. And remember, you don't always know what's going on with somebody behind the scenes. And leading with kindness is always, always, always very, very important. And something, a great thing to lead into when we are going into a new season, right? Like going into it with the thought of doing that. Um, there are a lot of, this past year, I feel like it's been really interesting. It's been a very big learning year for me. Unfortunately, a lot of unkind people, but I'm just going to give them grace and send them on their way. And that's it, because nobody needs that, right? Nobody needs that. Or I'm going to send Caracopolis, or some Yuletide monster to them right on their back for a little while and let them think about things. All right, my friends, have a great day.